WTIM. Welcome back to the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station and brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first and Landmark of Taylorville. We're joined by Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. Today's coverage also brought to you by Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Paintable, and the Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, we've got Jessica Miller. Jessica is the superintendent of the Pana School District. Goodness. Jessica, good morning to you. How are you today?
Good morning. Doing very well. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. And for you, Jessica, the school year off to a strong start, I would suppose, or assume so far?
Yes. And actually, I say this every year, but hard to believe we're already at the end of September. So we are definitely off and running.
Yeah, well, this month is flying, certainly, on this end, too. So I can only imagine how quick it's going for you, getting your feet wet here in this fall semester. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those things that we touched on in our last conversation about a month ago now. We talked a lot about literacy and culture and climate. We want to start with literacy. What's the plan right now to help improve that? What have you kind of come up with in the last month since we spoke?
Well, our literacy committee met back in August, and we wanted this committee to help develop a plan for the school year as far as professional development and ways that we could really take a look at our reading instruction across the district and make improvements. And so the plan was then tomorrow during our half day, so students will be dismissed around noon tomorrow. Teachers will remain in the district, and we have plenty of professional development planned for our staff, all in relation to literacy. So the first thing we're going to do is really get a background of why the state of Illinois also has made this a priority. We're going to take a look at some of our MAP data. We have some data from the state assessment, IAR, and high school ACT, and just begin looking at our strengths in the data, what we note that we're really doing well, and if we can highlight any areas of I would say weaknesses or areas that we can improve upon. So it's just a initial look at our data. That's what we plan to do tomorrow.
Sure. And I would just like to kind of note, this isn't something that you're doing because your scores or you got a result back that was alarming. This is just something that you're looking to improve upon because there's always something to improve upon. It's not that it's a disastrous situation by any means.
Oh, no, not at all. And actually, I'm very pleased with our test results, whether it's MAP, IAR, or ACT. Our students really performed well, and that's a credit to our staff and the work that they do every single day. And I just feel like anytime, in anything that we do, there's always room for improvement, regardless. So it's always good to just kind of take a look back, reflect, and put in some instructional strategies just to help us just improve every day.
Yes. And I just want to make sure that nobody out there gets it twisted, that this is, again, not something that we're just doing it for the betterment of our kids and our classrooms. And so this is not something that is a situation that's in the tubes or anything like that. This is just, we want to continue to improve. And you mentioned that staff program going on tomorrow with the half day, or today with the half day. What's that look like at the junior high when you're putting all those pieces together? What's kind of the conversation? How does it get started even when you have that many in a room, all focused on the same deal?
Well, what we've done is we've worked with a committee of representatives from across the district. So within the committee, these people will take the work back to their individual buildings and meet with teachers in their buildings. They may break out into grade level teams or department teams to take a look at data and review some of those strengths and areas of improvement. But we try to take the committee, like work together as a group first, and then take that information and go back to our buildings. And so we're not working in one large group per se. It's great to work first initially in our grade level teams and our department teams, so we can kind of see where we're at together in that grade level in that department, and then we can start working together across grade levels, across curricular areas. That would be a next step.
Okay. So eventually, kind of going our separate ways, coming together, then going our separate ways to then improve on it as a unit later down the road. And so that checks out with me in terms of how you're going to kind of implement it. Just wondered how you might do so. One thing we also kind of touched on, and this to you is a big mission for you. It's culture and climate and how to continue to improve it or build off of what's already been built. As of the last month, I'm sure you've kind of seen how you might be able to do so. What did you maybe do in the last month? And also, what are plans for you coming up?
Well, again, I'm visiting classrooms in the buildings every day, checking on my administrators, leading by that example. The administrators have created a few fun engagement activities for their staff and students. Like, for example, the elementary school on Friday had a fun game, do you have a peppermint in your pocket? And so the staff are going around trying to steal peppermints from each other. But it was just another way to just have a little fun throughout the workday and staff to interact with each other just in a different way, right? Have a little fun on the Friday. The junior high is having a fall festival for their students and staff tomorrow, since it is our early dismissal day. In the morning, each grade level, they get to go outside and they have, yard games set up. They'll making s'mores and just doing a variety of activities to engage the kids and staff and something to celebrate, the season of fall. Also at the high school this week, they're having a lot of fun. It's homecoming week. So each day they have dress up days. I was over there this morning and there were so many kids and staff that were dressed up, just having a good time. Just enjoying time together here at school, but just making sure that, it's a place where students and staff want to be every day.
Sure. And that's obviously very important to you, but also to the kids too. As long as staff is excited to come to work, then that can really be passed down. It all trickles down at some point. Can you tell us a little bit about homecoming week over there at Pana High School? I know you mentioned the dress up days, but I know there's other deals going on.
Yes, they have Olympic Games. They're going to have that on Friday. They're going to have a bonfire on Thursday night. They just lifted the burn ban here in town. Thank goodness we got some rain here lately. But they'll have that this week as well. And then Saturday is the homecoming dance. Of course, Friday, Football Friday. We play Greenville here at home, so looking forward to that as well.
Got to be pretty happy so far with your Pana Panthers down there for the football side of things, huh?
They're doing very well so far this season. Yeah, looking forward to another game Friday night.
I figure. So far, so good. And Pana going to be probably something to take on in the playoffs. I won't rush that, but it looks like you guys are playoff bound, no problems there. But somebody else just had themselves a state run, and that was Pana Junior High softball. What can you tell me about their run and how excited you are for them?
Well, the junior high softball team made history last week. They were the first team in the history of our junior high program to win a regional, a sectional, and then make it to state. And they finished with an outstanding record. They had 14 wins, 5 losses on the season. They played Friday at the state tournament against Hardin Calhoun. That was up in Normal, Illinois. They lost 0-1 in that first game. But I mean, close game as well, right? So very proud of their run this season and for making history.
Really? So they had never made it out of sectionals or regionals?
No, isn't that exciting?
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So Friday morning, before they went to the state tournament, the junior high administration hosted a breakfast for the girls. And I was able to go over there and talk to them a little bit before they left. And then we had the fire trucks out front that escorted them out of town as they went to the state tournament. So pretty exciting.
I was going to say, I was hoping the school was behind it too. And it sure sounds like you guys were. Although a 1-0 loss still stings. I mean, you did definitely keep it close in the state level. You can't be too mad about that either. So.
Oh, no. Very proud of their run this season, for sure.
That's very exciting. You mentioned to me before we got our start today that we're thinking about a new softball field. I don't know if the success spurred this decision, but we're maybe thinking about trying to look for some new funding. And that's all I heard from you. So I'm interested to let you take the floor on this. What are we expecting, or what can we expect as we try to put this together?
Well, what we are doing, I talked to the board about this in our facilities committee. We're looking to develop a softball field that would be west of the elementary school. So it would be just across the road from the current baseball diamond. We are currently out to bid for that, to get that developed for the girls program. Our goal is to have it ready to go by the spring of 2027, that they could play their first games on those fields. Actually, the fall of 2026, they could begin playing on it. But so that's just now in the initial steps to get that started for the girls team.
Okay, so this is something that's going to happen. It's just out for bid right now. Is that the correct phase that we're in?
Yes, that is correct. So we're out to bid right now to get that developed out there west of the elementary school.
Okay. Now, is that going to be more junior high or high school specific, or are we going to put it kind of somewhere in the middle to take care of both needs?
Well, junior high would be able to play on it in the fall, and then high school would play on it in the spring. Currently, our softball teams play out at Tanner's Park, which is east of town. So what we're planning to do is bring all of our teams back to our campus, soccer included. So we'd like to see the soccer team play just north of the junior high there in the grass field, and then our softball be moved on our campus as well.
Okay, so we're not done thinking about moving our teams back to a little closer to home then.
No, and the advantage now is that we have all of our schools on one campus. So I think it's exciting to have then all of our sports teams play on our campus.
I think so too. Obviously, you've got boatloads of parking, but then you get to shine a little additional light on some of those brand new buildings. And so very exciting to hear for you guys. And hopefully by fall of 2026, then we're up and running. Out to bid right now, a new softball field west of the elementary school. Well, Jessica, let's take ourselves a break. We're joined by Jessica Miller, superintendent of Pana CUSD number 8. Talked a little bit about literacy staff programs going on at the junior high, culture and climate, homecoming week, junior high and their fall festival, and junior high softball in that state run. We'll come back and we'll talk more about some additional projects that Jessica is looking to spearhead. We're joined by Jessica Miller, superintendent of Pana CUSD number 8 on WTIM, your information station.
Or firefighters? Farming is one of the most dangerous occupations in America, and tractor rollovers account for more than half of all farm fatalities. Please review your safety practices.
Today and every day in 2025, think and practice safety first.
This safety message is sponsored by Rural Electric Convenience Cooperative, your touchstone energy cooperative, supporting the community we serve.
WTIM.
And we're back with the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station, and brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's also brought to you by Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Okanee Chop Shop. We're joined by Jessica Miller, Superintendent for the Pana School District. And, well, as mentioned, we've got some other projects. Jessica's not done there. What can you tell us about that Pana Walmart and what kind of things we're looking to introduce to it, but also where we stand with it now?
Well, we just closed on that property last week. We've been working with the city to make this happen, where we take ownership of the Walmart building. The city has now taken over two of our former properties, which were the Lincoln Elementary and Washington Elementary School. So those are their properties now that they can develop how they see fit for the community. But the Walmart building, I mean, it's a very large building. And what we've initially started to do is to make plans to use the west side of that building for a bus garage. Our bus garage here that we currently have, it's rather old. We feel it's best that we find a new facility for that. So we fortunately have access to the Walmart property. So we plan to develop that so that we can house our buses in there. Also, our head mechanic can then work on those buses there as well. Have a place for our drivers too, over there between their shifts, that sort of thing. So looking forward to that. But with that being said, another plan that we have here is moving this office, our unit office staff, to the current Lakeland building, which is across from the Lincoln School property. That was in the plans a few years ago, so we're going to move forward with that. That's a building that we currently we own, and we feel like that's the best use of money moving forward, is to use a facility we already own.
Okay, so that's not the Western Region Center that you're going to be using. That's something else? Not.
It's the one they are using it currently for some GED classes, some nursing classes. So an MPT, which is our special ed cooperative, they are currently housed in that building as well.
Okay. Well, that helps make it make sense for me a little bit. I was talking to Kelly at Lakeland, Kelly Ali, and she had mentioned that was still in use. So I just had a moment of a lapse there, I guess.
No, it is currently. Our lease will end in June of 2026. So and we still are looking for partnerships with Lakeland. It's just that we would move into that building. Okay, and that again would be administrative or administration that would be doing so. And then we're thinking the bus garage will be moving over to the Pana Walmart. That's correct. Okay. Yes. Any other plans for the Pana Walmart? I know obviously you've got the bus garage, and I don't want to, try and add more to your plate, but anything else? I mean, it's an awfully big building, as you mentioned. Is there anything else that you might be thinking with it down the road? I would love to see it evolve down the road. Currently we're just being conservative right now due to a decrease in revenue from the state and federal revenue streams. So we're just being cautious right now. However, I'd like to see down the road us develop that building further, maybe add some classrooms out there, some other spaces, in collaborating with businesses or other people in town to offer something out there. Definitely has great potential. I know the funding has been a real concern for not just yourselves, but obviously school districts across the state and across the country. There was one additional thing, Jessica, and we've got less than a minute to talk about this, but you had a note on the Pana Police Department and their recent involvement. Yes, just want to just thank our local police department and Chief Bland for all their cooperation and support that they provide our school district. Chief Bland has been visiting our schools and talking to our students about their social media use and bullying, cyberbullying, and just tips on keeping themselves safe. So just appreciate the work that they do and their presence in our district. Well, Jessica, thank you for your time here today and for joining us on the morning show. Yes, thank you. Of course. Jessica Miller
and she is the superintendent of Pana CUSD number 8. Joining us here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, as well as many others. You're listening to WTIM.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington.